Loaded everything. Hi, everybody. Everything's loaded up until today. So I introduced, Wednesday, I introduced what? I introduced jump training, didn't I? And somebody would see that in the YouTube channel, jump training for people with replaced joints or osteoporosis. You have to go at it carefully. So as I told everybody that's coming on this morning, it's a chilly morning and maybe you're a little foggy, you're just getting woke up, you're thinking, what do I do? Well, yeah, start walking, that's always good. However, put yourself a chair right in the middle of your room. Put yourself your little balance pad and or a pillow or not. And just kind of go, oh, there's a chair. Let me see. Let me just tap on the front edge of it. Do you see what I just did? To tap on the front edge, I don't have to go way up so that I'm going to get my foot stuck up there and then fall. Now, as I'm introducing this little move, I'm always going to tell you to have a safety protocol. So, Kay, in your one good arm, they're both good, just one's out of commission. Put yourself a pole in your hand, because when you do this, in order to get warmed up, see, all I'm doing is pulling my top of my foot under the lip of the chair. That's all I'm doing. However, in order to do this, I have to have three things in place. I have to be breathing, absolutely, in through the nose, out through the nose if possible. I have to have neutral spine. That does not mean this. This is not neutral spine, okay? Ear over shoulder, shoulder in line with hip, hip in line with knee. That's neutral. Now, we've gotten up this morning and all we've done is forward movement, forward flexion. So I'm going to add this little thing with the chair. Here's my little pole. I don't have to use it, but it's there. Because, in fact, if I tap here, I have to shift, drop my shoulders, get my chin tucked, tighten my tummy, because this shifting, as a matter of fact, there are some people with their issues with backs and knees and everything like that. I might just do this. I might shift and lift a foot up, shift and lift a foot up, drop my shoulders, take breaths through my nose, and I'm shifting and I'm lifting my toe. See that? So that shifting, what good does that do? Well, it gets us into the mindset of one-legged standing without me even saying it. Because you can't shift and bring your toe up without doing one-legged stance. One-legged stance is loading and prepping and pulling up every proprioceptive element in your body. What are those elements? Drop your shoulders. See, before I pulled my toe up, you know what happened? I noticed I was going like this. Pull back. Pretend I'm right there in front of you and I'm just giving you a light tap right here. Rib cage up. Shift. Okay. Lift your toe. And do it and hold for 1,001, 1,002. Okay, so it looks like this. Shift. Rib cage comes up. Drop my shoulders. Okay, soften your knee. See, I have the toe attached. Okay, get ready. Breath. Lift the toe. Just lift the toe and hold it. Do you see how hard that is? You have to change your mind. So, proprioception is being ready in your head, your brain, okay? Your sight, big breath, your sight, your hearing, all of these play into proprioceptiveness. Then, only then do I go into your muscle, your ligaments, your tendons, your bones. Okay, so right here, see, I'm peaking up my proprioceptive systems. And I just mentioned all those systems. Okay, let me tell you something. What I'm doing right now with you is one of those all-important moves that you could do for that 1 minute, 2 minute little thing. Just stand in front of your TV if you're watching a show, if you're listening, if you're looking out a window, listening, whatever, and just drop in, shift, keep your toe there for a moment, then bring that toe up, and then hang out here for, 10 seconds, 3 seconds. You can even do it up to 15 seconds because this is peaking all those systems. Doing this little shift, prep, lift. See that? So it's foot down, shift, ribcage up, breath, and get ready. You're gonna bring that toe up. The minute you bring that toe up, have this ready. Because some of you, that's enough, a little variation to send you over the edge. And people don't believe me, but it's true. And so you always have to have your safety mechanisms. So once you've done that, now, just bring your leg back. Okay, so I'm taking you through shifting, and I shifted you into that side toe lifting because I wanted you to understand that when we go to here, we're not putting it up on top of the chair, but our shoelaces are touching the edge of the chair, okay? Once you've done this and you've lifted this knee this high a couple of times, what's couple? 2 to 20. That's a couple. And watch. Are you relying too much on that pole? On the wall? You should be having a pole or a wall next to you, but don't over rely on it. That's one of the biggest tips I can give you for getting really good balance training going. This breath, boom, drop, breath, right there. And then after you've done it a couple of times, hold on to your pole, bring your leg back here, because you got to wake up the gluteals. So the start of it, if you have limited time, limited space, go right to sit to stand. But if you have a little bit of time, now let's key up the gluteals. And how do you do that? One of the best ways is just tighten, lift the whole leg, and just hang out there and then just pull. And then just tap, lift, pull. Breath, tap, lift, pull. Tap, lift, pull. Tap, lift, pull. And then put your foot down. Okay? Now I'll go to the other side. Go ahead and just lightly use your pole. So I'm going to shift. I'm going to tap right back here, but I'm not going to bend my knee at first. Okay? Drop your shoulders, soften this knee. Ready? Squeeze your gluteal first. Squeeze, tighten, or brace, lift. Doesn't have to be a lot. And then pull that heel in. Not a lot. Up with the whole leg, then pull. Go back down, lift the whole leg, squeeze your gluteal, and pull that heel to the hip. Do it anywhere from 2 to 3 to 6 times. See? We're just waking up the gluteal. We're inviting the gluteal and the whole muscle in the back of the leg to just wake up. Okay? See how I'm pulling it in? Then I step down. Now I'm going to turn around. Now I've got my little bar, and I'm going to go wide. So if you had limited time and you wanted to really get your joints woke up, whether you have a pole or not, try to give yourself a little bit of height grace. So that's 2 inches. I'm going to push my butt back. I'm going to keep my chin tucked. I'm going to go ahead and sit. Then when I come up, I'm going to extend and bring those hands down and around. I'm going to do a backward row. Now, if you don't have a bar, of course, just do it on your own. Or pick up a tea towel. You could do the same thing. So I'm going to go down. I'm shifting into my heels. And I'm coming down. Then I'm going to go back up. And I'm going to come right here and row. Don't go up over your head. Not yet. Here we go. Down. I'm going to go up. And I'm going to pull that bar right back. Then I'm going to go down. I'm going to pull up and back around. Now, do these with me, you guys. I'm doing every one of these with you. Because until you get to where you can do at least a set of 10 in this fashion, and I would even say 2 sets of 10 would be a really good warm-up, especially if you're using a 2-inch pad. Because, see, you're not going the full extent yet. If you have set yourself on a pillow, drop your shoulders. Here we go. Pull and back around. One of the very most important functional moves that you can do is to get down in this position and get up from this position on your own power. That's the goal of most therapy when anybody has a hip, a knee, a back surgery, anything. Because then they know you're going to be able to get better and have independence. So if you think, oh, that's just too hard, then put a pillow in place. Make it 2 pillows, okay? You're just moving through to warm up your joints. Then you add your pole. Then you do those circles. Then you come down and you keep your chin tucked and you take a breath. And as you come up, you exhale and you're circling and you're keeping it right under the shoulder. See that? Back down. Make sure you're shifting into your heels. Right layer. Round around. Here we go. Couple more. Keep your chin tucked. Breath. Okay, get ready. Exhale. Right there. Back down. Here we go. Squeeze your gluteal. Every time you stand up, squeeze your gluteal. Back down. Here we go. Big breath. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Take a breath. Okay, just 3 more. Do it with me. Do it with me. Do it with me. Breath. Here we go. 1 more. Here we go. Heels. And big breath. Now, I'm going to take it out. No more. I'm going to drop 2 more inches. After doing as many as we just did, which I think we approached 10, Kathy knows exactly. I'm still wide in my stance, okay? I'm not allowing my knees to go out or in, okay? Dropping my shoulders, take a breath, shift into the heels, come all the way down to the sit down, and then come up without jerking, without swinging. Go a little slow at first. Take a breath, exhale, come up with those legs, all those muscles, all the muscles and the bones. Take a breath, drop. Here we go. So now I'm dropping 2 more extra inches, okay? If you get to the end of doing a set of 10 to 12 with your little pillow or your balance pad, and then you follow it with what we're doing now, another 10 where we're dropping that extra 2 inches. Did you squeeze your gluteals? My guess is you forgot. Drop your shoulders, take a breath. Exhale, right there. Squeeze. Then come down. Breath, exhale. Here we go. Keep your chin tucked. Pull right around. Drop into the heels. Exhale. Drop. Exhale. Okay, just one more. You can do it. Here, now hold. I know, I surprised you. Then go down. This is a little hint at what we're going to be doing today. Okay? Now, here's my little pole. I'm going to take the pole, I'm going to go wide with my legs, and I'm going to bring the pole to the ground. Okay? Now, that move for me is super easy on my hip replace side, but on my tight side that hasn't been replaced, that's starting to talk to me, it's tight. And if I go down, here's the whole key to getting the benefit of this and none of the risk. If you go to put your pole right here on the ground in front of your toes, and in order to set it down, not throw it down, if you feel the need to round your back to put it down, then we got to stop right there. So don't put the thing down if you can't get down that far without rounding your back. I want you going forward, wide legs, say rib cage up, take breaths, come down here as far as you can, almost to putting your hands on the ground. If you can't do that, then of course stay right here. That's fine. Okay, so stay down there, take a big breath. Give those groin muscles a chance to stretch. Then put your elbows on your knees and leave your bar right there. Now, if you can do this with me, great. If you can't quite put that down, then don't worry about it. Just hang on to your bar right here. And then you're going to move out like that. Don't round your back. So take a breath, drop your shoulders, put it down, and then roll that bar out there as far as you can. Okay? This puts a dimension of complexity and push to where it will get your attention. And you are super stretching your groin muscles, your adductors. Okay? Then bring it back. Then put your elbow on top of your knee. You don't just rip up into a sitting position from being way down here. You put your elbow, sneak it onto your knee, and then push yourself up from your hands. Why am I being so careful with this? Because this position is the key position to do one of the moves that is actually extremely instrumental in helping your spine to not step from osteopenia into osteoporosis. Okay, you can take all the stuff you want to take. I don't care I don't care if it's what it is, but you got to accompany with bone loading, muscle loading, or it's kind of a moot point. So when I'm getting you into this position and then I'm pulling you up like this, at first, when you start to do this, see, that's why I snuck your elbows right here. You drop your shoulders, you straighten your back one more time by saying rib cage up, and then you use your forearm just a little bit to help push you up, because it might be too much at first. Or maybe you're just off just a little bit on your posture. This is to help you. And you might have to do that for a little bit, depending on what you've got going on with you. But this move, we're going to be standing in a minute to do this move. See, I'm down here. And then I'm going to sneak my elbow here, sneak my elbow here, extend my back, and then pull. So I'm using those muscles in my back, and if I were holding a weight like this, see that? So take a big deep breath. So I'm down here. So the first thing I do is drop my shoulders, say rib cage up, and I slip into my heels as I do this gentle pull. So it's a push-pull move, very functional move, okay? Breath in through the nose, drop your chin, come all the way down. Okay, go into the heels. Yeah, go into the heels. Now you gotta lock your shoulders down and then push into the heels and come up. See that? Okay, so I'm gonna go from here. I'm gonna keep my legs pretty wide. And I'm going to do my lift. I'm gonna stand up. So drop your shoulders, take a breath. Boom, right up like that. Then I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna do a pattern walk just to get everything, all the blood flowing. See, I'm just gonna step over. So here's the deal. For many of us with joints replaced, the act of crossing your midline with your feet, forward or backward, is a task that if you caught your heel on your toe going over here, that would be enough to trip you up. That's what I'm trying to get us to work on by doing this. You see what I just did? What did I just do with my knee? What did I do? I shifted and I brought my knee up and I put it way over here. And then when I got in that position, I'm gonna drop my heel down and then go into my toe, drop my heel down, go into my toe, drop my heel down. And I'm pushing my hips forward because I'm opening this. They get tight. As I talked about in the video, the workout that we did earlier this week or last week on recovering from a long trip. So first thing I do is the minute you step over, what are you typically gonna do? You're typically gonna go to your toe because you're like, well, okay, I'm getting ready to take another step. Then I'm gonna tell you, no, hold it. I'm gonna tell you to drop to the heel. Then I'm gonna tell you to shift into the toe again and then drop to the heel again, okay? So it's these little shifts, it's these little catch yourself kind of in a off balance situation. That is specific balance gait training, okay? So here's my pole. Take a big deep breath. I'm gonna put this down, as I hope you do, because I'm gonna take your eyesight out of here in just a second, okay? So it's right here if I need it. I'm gonna step across, I'm gonna shift to the toe, and now I'm gonna shut one eye, and I'm gonna go back and come back. I'm gonna keep one eye closed. I'm gonna step over again. I'm gonna shift to the toe, and then shift back to the heel, okay? I'll do it a couple of times. Breath, and back to the heel. One more time. Breath, and then back to the heel, okay? And then come back. Open that eye, and if you can, shut the other one now, okay? I have my pole. It's right here if I need it. I'm gonna step over here. I'm gonna shift up to the toe in the back, and then back to the heel. Shift, and back to the heel. You're training your brain in these kind of shifting pathways. See? Keep that eye. It's harder for me to shut this eye than the other one. It's because dominance. You know, this is my right hand, etc. Okay, shift. Keep that eye shut. Shift back to the heel. Tight tummy, tight tummy. Drop your shoulders. Some of you have scrunched your shoulders. Big breath. Come back, and then come back. Now, I'm not going to ask you to shut both eyes. Oh, I mean, it's out there if you want to. Okay, now I'm going to do a multiple of things with our weights. So I hope you have some weights ready. So what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to pick up 2 of the same weight. I have my jugs. If you don't have your jugs full of water, which is 10 pounds and 10 pounds. Get your carry. I'm going to get one and then the other. Okay. And I'm going to walk backward. I'm going to put it down just like that. Come back up, come back down, grab it. And do you see that move? I took 2 steps and I come right here. It could be 2 weights. That would be fine. It could be 2 of your weights. Same amounts. Breath. Okay, see how I'm coming down? What are you doing with your knees? Keep your chin tucked, grab those weights, and come up, just like that. Another step. Down. Come back up. Okay? How you're picking these up really matter, ushering us into the next moves that we're going to do after we get done with this. This is basically what you're doing when you do a deadlift. And people get all scared at that term, rightfully so. I don't know why they call it the deadlift. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. But here's the deal. It's just using good mechanics, picking up a weight. That's all it is. What are the good mechanics? Keep the weight close to you. Number 1. On your way down, bend your knees. Don't flare. If you're flaring, step out a bit. Bend at the hip. Rib cage up. Back is extended now. Lock the shoulders down right now. Lock the shoulders down. Yes. Now squeeze your butt. See, when you're doing a deadlift, if you do it properly, you're using all the back muscles, especially the ones up between your shoulder blades. You aren't going to, and you're going to stand a likelihood of injury if you just let your arms swing everywhere and you just kind of, pull them up. You can't do that. You got to drop those shoulders down. Those shoulder blades have to be down. And as you're coming up, that's when that whole back is activated. So see, I stepped up. I kept moving it 2 or 3 inches. See? That's 10 and 10. Anytime you got a gallon jug, make sure it's a sturdy gallon jug. Of course, you have to weigh your jug. If it's glass, well, it's even heavier. So I'm just ambulating right now. And I'm going to step, and I'm going to pivot. So one of the things you got to know is that when you start heading toward your 50s, every decade, you continue to lose the ability to turn and move in the 3 planes of motion. Your transverse, your sagittal plane, and your frontal plane. So here's our frontal plane. See, I'm moving in my frontal plane. I have weights here. What if I pulled those weights up here and I increased my load through my shoulders? Now I'm working across the frontal plane. And then what if I want to go forward in the sagittal plane and back? And see, most of us start limiting turning activities. So I have my weights here. I'm going to turn. I'm going to come here. See, this is a stepping turn. Stepping turn. But the pivot turn. Whoa. With weight, pivot turn. Come back. This is one of the reasons why our little friend Juliana, who is a semi-pro dancer, dancing is so good for your movement. Yes, it's only your body weight, and we're doing some same kind of pivoting moves as we might do in a dance. But what do I have in my hands? What do I have? I have 10 pounds and 10 pounds, and they're hanging right here. Or I can act like I'm putting them in my pockets. See how my elbows are back? And I just try to move. in a pivot. Try to move. See that? And then I come back. That's why, we'll put this on here, stepping on this little pad, and you can do it by a wall, but stepping up and over it in many ways. And we do it regularly. We step across. The other day when I was bringing you into jump training, it was forward and back, but it was forward and back with force, right? So now I have 20 pounds that, in fact, I'm managing in a forward and then back step, then step back and step up and step down and step up. And now I'm going to go to the width of my little spongy pad, or if you're not on pad, just on the floor. I have my weights, and I'm going to go put them down. And I'm going to put them down 2 inches. I'm up 2 inches higher. So I wouldn't normally have you do that if it was any more. But if you can go down and grab something, keep it close to you, and then come up. And then think how you're pulling. So I'm going to go down. I put it right here, or I can put it right here to the side. Because the first principle of lifting a load is you don't lift it way out there. You get right in next to you. And you come here, you go to the heel, and then you drop those shoulders. And you feel that whole back extensor unit do the pulling. And I'm going to come right here. I'm going to push into my heels and come up. So just the fact that we are doing a kind of a modified deadlift, and we're just using 10 pounds, but you know what we are doing? We're on a spongy surface. So when you're on a spongy surface, give yourself time to be down there for just a second. Go into the heels, then grab your weights and come back. Okay, we're going to hold it for the next 3. Ready? Big breath. Ready? Push the butt back, come down, put your weight there, push into the heels, hang out here. I'm going to hang out here with my weights. Okay, I'm just going to hang out here until I feel my quads start to talk French. Okay, take a breath, drop your shoulders. Big breath, push your butt back, come down. Don't put them down if you can help it. Keep your chin tucked, keep your back flat, go into your heels. Now pull with your shoulders down. Yes, one more. Here we go. Back down, breath. Push into the heels. Don't put your weights down. Drop your butt 1 tiny more inch and then come back up. Okay? Then I step off. Then I might turn, spin. Okay, not fast. Take breaths. Turn. Take breaths. Then I'm going to put them down. And then I'm going to get ready to go into some higher weight loads. I'm going to not use my little pad right now. And I'm going to pull up 12 pounds. So on each hand. So I just ratcheted up 12 pounds and 12 pounds, right? So I'm going to just, for the time being, I'm not going to take the time to put my pad back on my chair. Now, again, if you're somebody who's looking at surgery, you're recovering from surgery, with hips, knees, whatever, of course, follow your protocol from your therapy. But just go part way. See, just go part way. So number 1, we've already picked up weight, correct? So we've already loaded. So now I'm just going to go part way. I'm going to really shift into my heels, and I know my chair is there if I need it, right? So we're trying to load, And we're doing sit to stands, but then we're gonna go a little further in just a second here, okay? So you're pretty wide with your feet, at least a little wider than shoulder. Let's do that. You're gonna go part way. You got your weights right here. Drop your butt a little more. Then bring your weights down and then bring them right to the knee, okay? So stay in the heels, breath, right there. Now when you put your weights down, don't fall into the trap that a lot of people do. They lose their shoulder because they don't keep it down. I don't mean their shoulder usage. I'm just saying you've got to keep your shoulders down and then come up. That should have got your attention in your quads. Right. Take a big deep breath, step out, and then step back. So when I'm doing some of these kinds of work, I like to move my feet around with the weight. And I'm going to move my feet around again, but I'm going to bring one weight up and bring it right here, and then the other weight up and put it right there. Now I'm just hanging on to it with my thumb. See that? Then I'm going to step out and back. And I'm going to step out and back. Take a big breath. Step out and back. One more step. Out and back. Now I'm going to go real narrow. And then I'm going to go real wide. Okay? Drop your shoulders. Narrow. Take a big breath. And wide. Yeah, just like that. Now stay wide. Stay wide. Hang on. Ribcage up. Take a step forward until you feel the back of the calf, the Achilles almost, stretching just a little bit. And how do you get that? You bend your knee. And then you come back. And then you step out. And you bend your knee in the back. Till you feel that stretch coming through the ankle, through the Achilles. Then you come up. Bend it. Then you come back. Okay? Now I'm going to take the weights down. I'll just peel them off. Just like that. And now I'm going to step back. Take a big deep breath. And I'm going to go ahead, bring my weights into the front. Right here, check yourself. Got to push your butt back. You're going to go down. You're pushing into the heels. You're going to drop the weight there. And then as you come up, practice. Drop your shoulders, push into the heels, and come up. Okay? Now I'm allowing, as you come down, a little softening right here. See? The butt is going back. And then I'm going to come down, push into the heels, grab them, and I'm going to drop my shoulders and come up. And when I come all the way up, I'm going to squeeze my butt. Then I'm going to come back down. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to hang out here for a minute. I'm going to drop my shoulders, go into my heels, grab it close, and come up. Now when I'm up here, I'm going to go shoulders to my ears, shoulders to my ears, breath, shoulders to my ears, drop them. Shoulders to my ears, drop them. Shoulder to my ears, drop them. Now I'm going to come right here again. See, I'm letting you put your hands here if you need to. But what I would be watching on you and tapping is dropping your shoulders, tight tummy, push the butt back. Back is straight. And when I go to pick it up, I'm going to drop the shoulders, push through the heels, and come up. So I can't let you put any more weight on or do the lift at all, unless I can get you to get your shoulders set down before you come up, okay? Now, before I change weights, we're going to go into a modified hammer curl. These are heavier weights maybe than you're used to, but your bicep muscle and your tricep muscle can take that. So we're going to go here, take a breath, drop your shoulders. Too many people want to bring their shoulders up right now. Drop your shoulders. Exhale. Go into your heels. Ah, go into your heels. Take a big breath. Exhale. Breath. Drop your shoulders. Yes. Drop your shoulders. Yes. And come back out and come back out. Okay. Now step around here. We're going to put our weights. I'm going to go up 1. That means 15 and 15 for me. That should be whatever it means for you. It should be up a little. And of course it goes up by 3. But if you're using, you know, different kind of weights, it could be something else. It just needs to be a little heavier. That's all. A little heavier. Now I'm staying like this so you can see what I'm doing. Okay? So here's the deal. Too many people go and they put a bunch of weight on and then they try to go do exactly what we just did. Let's modify it. So shoulders to the ears. Yes. This gives you shoulder awareness. I'm shifting into my toes. As I do this little lift, I'm shifting into my heels, back into my toes. Then I'm going to go roll, roll. See what I just did? I just rolled my ankle out a little bit, rolled my ankle out a little bit, because I'm trying to get a little mobility through the ankle, but it's loaded. Okay, so now I'm going to come down, 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 down. I'm going to go into the heels and then come back up. Okay, take a big deep breath. I'm going to go down, 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 go into the heels, and just put yourself right into your chair. Okay, so what's the big goal of this particular workout? Everything I've done until this far is aimed at getting you up out of a chair and back down easily, more easily. Now we're doing it with a load. I'm doing it with 30 pounds. You're doing it with whatever you picked up. And if you didn't pick up anything, you're still getting benefit. So still keep staying in there with us, okay? So here's gonna happen is I'm gonna push into my heels. I'm gonna pay real close attention to my knees. I'm gonna push in, and how you do that is push into your heels. And you say rib cage up, same thing. So here I am right here. I'm gonna push into my heels, and then I'm gonna come up with that weight. I'm gonna go back down, drop your shoulders. So each time now I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna hover over the chair, and I'll count it down. You go ahead and drop into the chair when you need to. I don't mean drop into the chair. Sit down carefully. Okay, breath. Push the butt back. Here we go. We're down there. We're holding down there. Into the heels, breath, heels, breath, heels, breath, heels, breath, down, and right here. Yeah. Don't let the knees come in. Don't do it. Take a breath. Put the waist right back down. Push into the heels. Take a breath. Exhale. Bring it up. And then push, exhale, and come back down. So now we're doing exactly what we did earlier, only I'm doing it with 30 pounds. Okay. Take a breath. Hip hinge. Push into the heels. Drop your shoulders. Breath, exhale, and back up. Okay. Into the heels. Drop your shoulders. Push. And back down. Now we're going to put those weights down for just a couple seconds. We're going to do a little hip mobility. See, my weights are right here at the side on purpose, because now I have to step over. There we are. We're going into those ranges of motion instead of just forward and back. Okay. So once I've stepped over, I'm going to keep this leg out here, and I'm going to grab here, and I'm going to look over my shoulder. See, I'm pushing here and pulling here, and I'm turning my chin, And then I'm going to turn my chin the other way. I'm going to turn my chin. And I'm going to turn my chin the other way. And I'm pushing and I'm pulling. So I'm doing a great recovery move. Very controlled. And with your neck and your chin, your upper body, okay? While you're doing this, you're pushing your thoracic spine, push out. So that just means push the chest out as you pull. Then I'm gonna open, tighten, lift, okay? So it's open, tighten, lift, over to the other side. Bring that elbow right there. And then I'm gonna take and grab my hand here. I'm pushing, looking over, bring that chest out, push the thoracic region out. Take big breaths, push, pull, turn your head. Don't tilt your head, turn your chin. Turn your chin. Yay. Then you bring it back. Then we activate the backs of the arms a little bit as we keep working on that hip, gluteal, hamstring complex. So how do we do that? See how I'm inching out here? You see how I've tucked my elbows in? Okay, I'm not going to do lifting. I'm just going to halt the downward trajectory of my butt. So I'm going to come off the chair, drop my shoulders, and come off the chair. I'm just going to hang out here for a bit. And I'm going to just do little marches. Drop your shoulders. Yeah, got to drop your shoulders. Yeah, just hang out here. Your elbows are bent. They're not locked. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders again. Breath. Go down just a little and then come back. That could be one of your 1 minute challenges. Maybe that's a little too hard. I don't know. That's a really good prep for your shoulder for deadlifting. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to go down, grab my weight. Okay. Now, if I was modifying for somebody, I might have them get up and go down and get it. But do whatever you can. What I mean is this. So if I go down here and pull it and come up, it may be too hard for me to get up unless I'm on a modified height stool. I might have you first get up, get in position, then grab, and then come up. See that? You can do it either way. Just keep those weights close. So you can keep your shoulders down. I'm going to go down and pull. So all you're doing is a very simple maneuver that everybody does all day. You may not do it correctly, and that's why you ratchet up your back or your shoulder, whatever. But by now, you should know the stance. Drop your shoulders, take a breath. I go down, right close to me. I drop into my heels, drop my shoulders, and then I come up. And I squeeze my butt. I'm going to do 3 more. Take a breath. Here we go. All the way down. Now, before you go, after you picked them up, before you come up, you got to drop your shoulders in. And then you come up. Take a breath. Squeeze your butt. Big breath. Take a breath here. Get ready. Drop your shoulders in. Push and exhale. Okay. Squeeze, squeeze. Here we go, down. Take a breath. Heels. Drop your shoulders. Heels. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. And come up. One more. Here we go. Breath. Drop your shoulders. And heels. Yay. Then I'm going to bring them right here. I'm going to bring them up. I'm just going to put them right there. Now, that may be too heavy for you to put up there. That's our goal. But you can just hang on to them. And you see what I'm doing? I'm turning. I'm turning both ways. I've got 30 pounds on me. Turn. Breath. Breath. Then I side. And I side. Breath, breath, breath. Ribcage up. Shoulders down. And I just go like this and like this. Take my shoulders. Get a little shoulder squeeze going. Shoulder squeeze, couple. Put them back. Put them back. Check out my hands. Big deep breath. Go into a W. So here's my question. You're standing here. Have you squeezed your gluteals? That's number one. You should feel your feet from heel to toe. Your gluteals are tight. Shoulders are down. Tap your shoulders. Okay, your elbows have to be here. I don't want to see any space. I want them here, okay? Tighten your tummy. Drop your chin. Then go into that W. My guess is some of you did this fine, but then when you did the W, you did this. You see, I want to keep these right here and with my elbows in. I want my whole palm to be able to come into the shoulder and back out into a W. But they can't be out here. They got to be back here because I'm trying to open you here. Okay? W, go into your T, drop your shoulders, turn the palms down. Okay? Now we're going to do a few moves that we did coming into this. No bar here. Then put your heel back, then come back. You see that shifting? Now go up, drop your shoulders, breath. I'm going to step over here and see your heel naturally comes up, but I want you to put it down on purpose. Drop your shoulders, go to the toe, go to the heel. See the shifting? Bring it back, okay? Then I'm going to take and I'm going to go into a Y right here. See that? And then I'm going to just take my hand and grab my ear right here. And where does my elbow need to be? Now, here's what most of you did. Most of you. You did this. The minute you saw me doing this, you know what you did? You did this with your head. You didn't realize you did it. I'm just telling you, I know what you did. Because that's what slugs do. So I'm just calling you on it. Drop your shoulders. Number one, squeeze your gluteals. Number two, breath. Number three, bring this here and don't tilt your head. The elbow has to be shooting up to the sky. Okay? Really reach. Then switch. You're reaching out here until you get your ear. Don't tilt your head. Elbow goes way up. And then this hand comes down. Don't tilt your head. Don't tilt your head. It's just a little drop right here. See? It's just a little drop right here. It's not a head tilting thing, okay? Then you go like this, give yourself a big old hug, drop your shoulders, bring it back, open, right there, drop your shoulders. Yes, take a big deep breath, roll through your ankle, roll through your ankle. Anytime that you want to help yourself with mobility, especially if you've been sitting for a while, just stand up and go like this. Take a step and go and flex your toes. And then on purpose, put the heel down. Do it a couple of times. This shifting before you take that first step. If you're stiff, oh my goodness, this can help you so much if you just take a step, but don't really take a step. Just do a little bit of a shift and get those toes flexing. You're getting blood down into the extremities, okay? So if you've been sitting in a talk and you know you have a tendency to get stiff before you walk, go ahead and stand and then just take that one step and roll it into the toes till you feel them flex and do it a couple of times. But you got to keep tight right here, okay? If you don't keep tight here, you make all kind of funny moves. that I don't want you to really do. I want you to get those toes woke up. I want you to get blood going into the ankle and the feet. And then you can take those first steps with your rib cage up without doing this kind of a thing, which is what we don't want to do, but we're there a lot of times. Anyway, make sure you get a good pair of weight training gloves. It really helps with stiff hands. And I hope this helped today. Just remember, it hurt me more than you. I'm doing it all for you. I gotta push it off. Stop recording.